Hey guys, Pastor Jared here. Today is April the 16th, and thanks for a little bit of time to talk to you for just a second here. Thanks for a great Easter. That was so awesome. Love the poems written by a couple of folks in the church, and then the online choir. It was so great to hear voices. It's like, yes! As a worship leader at heart, man, just to hear the voices of the congregation. Primo, amazing. Then just thinking through the incredible reality that Jesus can reconcile virtually anything has just still been sticking with me. And so Easter was amazing. Seeing lots of people joining in for that. Record attendance in the middle of this thing is just beautiful. Many of you with your family, your friends, family you're kind of surprised would go to church with you, did. That's so amazing. Many of you are neighbors. Oh, just so cool to think about all that God's doing. He's up to something good, and we don't know it all, but it's all very good. And so I miss you very much, and thanks for Easter. That was great. I also would like to hear from you on how you're feeling. All right, and so we do have a couple of online surveys going on. We'd love for you to check that out either on Realm or on Facebook or one of those places online, and just let us know how you're doing, okay, how you're feeling. The lion's share of what I want to talk to you about is really important. There are some times where I feel like God really clearly has spoken to me and wants me to communicate something, and right now is one of those moments that I really want you to listen up to, and just give me a couple minutes more, because I really want to talk to you. Many of us have a plumbing guy. We've got a plumbing guy. We've got an AC guy or gal. We've got a relationship friend. We've got an outsource for everything. We've got our favorite car shop, these sorts of things. We've got an outsource for everything. And I want to apologize for any role I've had in you having a children's ministry people. That sounds weird, doesn't it? It sounds weird. It's like, well, we have children's ministry. It's a big part of our church. It's what we want. We want to minister to kids, and that is true. However, right now, so many of us know, we know the important role that our teachers have had in our kids' lives, and now we're trying to figure out how to be teachers. And I'm afraid that the church's actions globally, that any of my actions have caused some of you to relegate the disciple-making role to church staff. That you've thought to yourself, well, I'm going to take my kids to church, and that's my job. I take them to church, and then the church teachers take care of them, and they tell them the Bible stories, and they answer their questions, and hopefully, God, I'm just praying. I partner with these ministry workers. I partner with them in praying that my kids might get it. And I just want to tell you, those days should have never happened, and they should be over. It is our job as parents, as mothers and fathers, to pastor our kids. It is not, I hope that the youth ministry figures it out. It's not, I hope that Kid Nation gets it figured out. I hope that Sharon does a great job with my toddler. It's your privilege to be the main spiritual voice in your kid's life. And that's not something you're just supposed to do when the church isn't doing a good job. Like, oh, I guess I got to step in. No, it should have been you the whole time. And so I know that that's hard for many of us. I know that even praying before a meal is hard for some of you. Oftentimes it's dad. But I want to challenge you from a soul level to step up to the plate and do what is supposed to be your role in the first place, And let this pandemic, this moment when their access to the church and normal and church and kids church and someone serving in a neighborhood church and all those sorts of things, when those have been closed down, this is a moment that is highlighting for us the fact that they were not supposed to be the primary anyway. That you are. And it's going to stretch you. And you don't have all the answers. And you don't even know where to start. But it still doesn't mean that you can't get started. And it doesn't mean that you can't start to learn that. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to stretch you. And it is my conviction that you will do a better job pastoring your own kids, and that you yourself will grow. You will come across questions that you don't have answers for, and then you'll learn them. There'll be struggles within you that you're going to have to dive deep into yourself in order to pastor your kids. So this is a call to return, to reconcile back to the place where it should have been. I'm sorry if you don't feel equipped. I haven't felt fully equipped as a pastor in 17 years of ministry. But now's the time to get out there and to start to pastor your kids. I know our team would love to help you with anything that you need, but really it's not about having the right curriculum. It's really not about doing everything right. It's about simply getting in the game and doing it. And so please, lean into what the Spirit is saying. The Holy Spirit, there's a quaking in you that says, I know this is right. Might be hard to hear, but I know that this is the right thing. So in the middle of this moment, I hope to ordain hundreds of people today to pastor their own kids. And we're still going to make it a priority here at the church. Nothing's changing there. But there's just a moment where I think the Lord is highlighting the fact that if any of us have had a kid's spiritual person, that those days, we should have never been there in the first place, but those days are over. And that today is when you step into the primary spiritual leader for your kids. God's going to supply you. He's going to give you ideas. You're going to be in the foxhole trying to figure it out, and he's going to give you a new idea is going to come, a new expression, because all the research says that you have the most influence over your kid's life. I know they roll their eyes at you, and they say, oh boy, and it's hard to get used to a new normal when you sit down to do worship or you pray at a meal or whatever the case is. But that's okay. You're going to grow through it. I promise you, you're going to grow through it. So I encourage you. Your best days are ahead. Take charge. Lead your own family. And I believe that the ripple effects of this quarantine are going to head into your kids' college years. And when they start having kids, it's going to have ripple effects into them, because maybe quarantine was the moment when you took your role as pastor of your home seriously. So I bless you and I love you, and I pray that the Holy Spirit would feel close and available and resourced to the glory of God. I love you. Bye-bye.